Hey there, everyone. I am Dresden, and welcome back to another episode of Downhill Madness. This is, well, I always say that. I always say this is and then stop. I don't know what episode number this is. I think this is like 19 or something like that. I think we're getting close to 20 episodes, which is pretty cool. Today we will be running three just random vehicles down the Stairway Mountain to see how it goes. We are starting off here with the Burnside V8 Dual-Matic. Has 4 drum brakes, weighs 4,000 pounds, and is the, I think, most base model of this Burnside Special. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know. It's a pretty old vehicle, so I don't know if I've ever fully, really driven this vehicle in this game before. I think it should do fine. Dual-matic, it has 2 gears, automatic transmission with two gears. I don't think that will be an issue. I don't think we'll really be going fast enough to over rev within those 2 gears in this. I feel like it should do pretty good as long as I account for the lack of anti-lock braking and just overall just old car-ness of this vehicle. The suspension is very absorptive and bouncy, as are most old vehicles that we've run down this course, just in general. So yeah. Alright. It's going pretty well though. I'm liking it. I'm liking how it's driving. Driving smooth, driving nice, no big problems yet, which is good. It's always a plus. Again, not really, I haven't said it this episode. This is number 1, a test of me driving the vehicles, not a test of the vehicles. If it was a test of the vehicles, I'd do like 15 runs where I make it to the bottom and take the average of the times. This is a test of me. We get 3 runs, engine damage, that's not good. At least our oil pan is still fine, though. 3 runs in every vehicle. If we make it... Oh, there goes our oil pan. Of course I had to say something. Yeah, as I was saying. 3 runs in every vehicle. Whatever run we make it on is the run we use. If we don't make it in the 3 runs, the vehicle is DNF'd. It is out. It's not just a test of my driving, not just a test of the vehicle. It is a test of both combined. And so however I drive the vehicle is how it goes. So I know I can always drive the vehicle better. I can always drive it worse. It's just where it is. Engine oil critically low. That is not good. But, you know, whatever. So 3 vehicles. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to try to get down on the first attempt with all of them. I think I did that last week. I think I made it on the first attempt last week every time. It's always great when that happens. Big fan of when that happens. It's going pretty well. I think this will be not dead center of the leaderboard. We have somewhere around 50 vehicles, I think, in the leaderboard at this point. It's not going to be the dead center, I don't think, but it'll be somewhere near the middle, closer to the end, most likely. Oil starvation. Our engine is going to start deteriorating. It doesn't matter. We are almost to the bottom. Somewhere in the middle, I think, is what this vehicle is going to score on our leaderboard, closer to the slower end of the times because it's not that fast. And let's floor it. This is flooring it currently. And that's our time. Stop! We made it on the first attempt in the Burnside Special, and it doesn't actually look that bad. It's still quite recognizable, salvageable. There's just a couple dents, but they are in parts that come off, it looks like. I don't think we actually have any dents to the main thing. We do have a chip in our oil pan, which is right there. I don't see the chip, but I know there is one. Whatever, though. We made it to the bottom. Hopefully that's a decent time. Let's go ahead and wreck it because it looks too nice. Or get it stuck on the rock. Yep. We need to wreck it. We need to. It needs to happen. Alright. Well, we don't need that headlight anymore, so it's okay. All right, and bonk, boop. Ooh, both our entire front suspension just collapsed. You could just watch it happen. That was kind of neat, actually. Engine's very exposed. It's a very weak. Look at how weak the bodywork on this car. I know I'm getting distracted, but the bodywork on this car is incredibly weak. Again, old vehicle, but it just bends. That's crazy. All right, on to the next vehicle for this episode. All right, for our next vehicle, we have this. This is the Mazda MX-5 Miata, but not just any Miata. If you can't actually, hear it, let me show you. Okay, let's just get this out of here. This is going to be a fun one. That is a 7.2 liter V8 Hemi. it's gonna be a little crazy. Let's go ahead and put it back together and do it. Sounds good. Rear wheel drive, tons of power, track tires, I'd assume, or like street tires, on a rally course. I don't know. There are plenty of other variations to this mod that we might test out in the future. However, for now, this is the one I chose because it's pretty dead center on the list of mods and still close to what the mod is at heart. As you do. Power. Stop. So, remember when I was talking earlier about how it's a test of me driving the vehicle? This is why. If we make it to the bottom of this attempt, we're still using the time. Like it's the time we got. Even with the spin, even with the poor driving on my part, I'm gonna have to be a little less violent on the throttle. I just spit on my monitor, and it was right in the middle of my screen. Yeah, we're gonna have to be a little more cautious, a little more careful on the throttle, because even at 30% throttle, we're getting wheel spin. Also, anti-lock brakes are pretty much non-existent. I think they are actually non-existent. This is an older vehicle, of course. MX-5 Miata is an older vehicle. It is a gorgeous little JDM monster at times, especially this time. Nice little thing. I like it. Me gusta mucho. That was Spanish for I like it a lot. By the way, if you don't speak Spanish. Yeah, this is pretty quick. I would try to floor it here, but I know that would go poorly, so instead I will mainly coast. That was a huge hit on the front. I am surprised that did not break anything, because that was massive. Just absolute engine killer is what that hit should have been. But this is actually doing surprisingly well. Very, very much surprising. I was not expecting it to do this well. Granted, we are about 10% throttle. 10 to 30% throttle most of the time. Because full throttle is just not... It's a little much for this Miata. But we're still fully functional by the end. I'm just gonna like floor it in the parking lot and see what happens, because I think that'll be neat. And we should be fully functional. There's no big hits after this one, and that was pretty smooth. We have this final turn, which is the turn, I don't know if you guys remember at the beginning of the series, if you've been watching that long. We do have a playlist of the series, by the way. Go check it out. But if you haven't been here for that long, that turn that we just did it used to be awful. I would go off it all the time, and I was worried I would in this. This one, too, have a pretty high chance of flying off this corner. Floor it. Okay, maybe not. Okay, yep, floor it. Boom. That's right. Okay, stop that. Stop that. Stop. We made it to the bottom on this attempt. Actually, pretty impressed. That last bump there is what caused all the damage to the front end and the back end. That was not actually there during the run, as I'm sure you guys noticed. But This is an absurd little thing. Look, we can do just a full-on burnout. Just slamming on the gas and the brake. Brake is at 100% right now, just fully braking. That's insane. We're going to go ahead and actually reset it here, because I want to do a speed test. Okay, well, this is good at sliding around. I want to, like, actually test the speed of this. So we're going to bring it up here. It's going to take a lot to keep this under control. I can tell you that now. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick spin here. Let's see how quick we can get it without spinning out. We're going to throw it off into the sand. 100. 110. Dang. 110 miles an hour. And we broke the exhaust. Now it sounds even better. How awesome is that? Let's go ahead and slam it into this wall here. That's the final thing we need to do. Is get a nice crisp hit on the wall. And then we'll move on to the next vehicle, which will also probably be pretty powerful. The Burnside was a little slow. I'm looking for some faster vehicles, you know? Here it is. 59 miles an hour. Yup. That was a good hit. That completely bent the drive, broke the drive shaft, bent the frame. Pretty good. All right, on to the third and final vehicle for this episode. This is the Hirochi SBR4 all-wheel drive TTS. In the color it came in, which happens to be the same color that the Miata came in, which is interesting. We got two orange vehicles this episode. This is based off of the Subaru BRZ, and it comes in the game, which is cool. I don't know if I've definitely driven the electric version of this, which we will do in the future. I don't know if I've ever driven this one, though. I've only ever driven the SBR4 once or twice, and it's always been the electric one, so... Ooh, it sounds good. Of course, as you guys know, I love my JDM cars. Oh. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna restart that. Let's turn off stability control and traction control, because those are gonna cause an issue. I always turn that off whenever I notice it causing an issue on that first corner. You know, just to do that. Yeah. So this does have anti-lock braking. Does have ABS. Induction system damage. It's not good. It shouldn't really affect us too much. That was good. Look at that. Look at me, pro driver moves. Oh! Okay, we've had a lot of big hits on this. Definitely the wrong suspension for what we're doing. It's definitely street suspension. It is all-wheel drive, though. I didn't choose the rear-wheel drive version of this, so... All-wheel drive is good wheel drive, in my opinion, because I'm very, 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 very bad at driving rear-wheel drive vehicles. I'm surprised I did so well in the first two, because they were both rear-wheel drive. But if you know me at all, if you have ever watched me play Forza or anything besides really GTA, because GTA rear-wheel drive is kind of different, you'll know I'm pretty bad at rear-wheel drive vehicles. I love to drive them. I actually drive one in real life. Oh, that was bad. Our front wheels are the only wheels touching the ground there. Engine oil critically low. I don't know why. Maybe because our induction system's damaged. We didn't have an oil pan damage from what I saw. But it could be the oil gets pumped through our induction and that is broken. And that's what's causing this. Also, I think if it sounds like our exhaust is louder. Not actually sure about that or not, but it sounds like it is. Our steering is busted, probably from that one hit where we landed on our front wheels while they were turned, and it spun us hurtling towards that tree that we didn't hit, but we almost did. This thing likes to bounce up. The rear suspension's definitely a lot different, a lot stiffer than the front suspension. Could be because the engine's in the front. That's actually probably why it is. That was actually surprisingly good recovery there. Yeah, it could be because the engine's in the front, so the rear suspension is going to have less weight over it, so less compressing, which means that it's not as, it's a lot stiffer. That's what I'm blaming it on. That's what I'm hoping it is. Okay, we're off the road. Back on the road, though. Alright, this is the faulty turn. We're fine. We turn right pretty well. We actually pull to the right. Actually, I think we pull to both directions. I can't tell, actually. I think we pull to the right. Our engine in the graphic in the bottom left just turned yellow. That's not good. But we're at the bottom, so it doesn't really matter that much at this point. As long as we make it here. Which, floor it, and we made it. Cool. Yeah. Definitely broke the exhaust at some point. So yeah, you can see our wheels this wheel, front wheel's fine. This wheel is definitely pointing to the left. It definitely, if you look at it dead on, is turning to the left. Rear end, it's all pretty battered. Our roof is even bent a little bit from our harsh hits. That's alright though. Oil starvation, yeah, pulling to the right, you can see here. Rod bearings are damaged. We're actually very much starved of oil. Let's go ahead and run into a wall. Get a nice run up. Right into the same wall we hit into with the Miata. Yeah, front drive shaft broken. Still rear wheel drive though, so that's fine. I'm surprised our engine is still working, because I'm pretty sure, let me check, the engine's in the front. No. Is it actually rear engine? I didn't think they made the SBR rear engine. I guess they did. Cool. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to. I think I actually grabbed the engine. Yeah, I did. Whoops. Well, yeah, look at that. Mid-engine. Here's the engine if you wanted to see it. It's a boxer engine. That's interesting. I didn't think it would be a boxer engine. And it weighs almost 200 kilos. Which I am in freedom units most of the time, so we're beating the car up with the engine. I hope you don't have motion sickness. Bonk. Okay. Anyway, let's go on to the leaderboard for this episode. Alright, and now on to the leaderboard for this episode. So in 19th place overall, we have the Hirochi SBR4 all-wheel drive TTS with a time of 3 minutes 22.3 seconds. Next up in 22nd place is the Mazda MX-5 Miata with the 7.2 liter V8 Hemi with a time of 3 minutes and 24.1 seconds. And in 25th place, we have the Burnside V8 Dualmatic with a time of 3 minutes 28.9 seconds. All three of the cars were pretty close this time. I did guess about dead center for the Burnside, and it's almost dead center. It's pretty close. It's a little ahead of center actually, but they're all pretty mediocre cars. You know, just barely over top 20. Not bad though. Not bad. All right, and let's go ahead and finish off with throwing the SBR4 off the cliff. I can't believe I thought this was front engine. What am I doing? It's obviously a mid-engine supercar. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure. Ooh, clothesline. A little. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, hit the red subscribe button, and that bell icon down below to get notified of when I upload one of these Downhill Madnesses every Monday, Wreckfest Wednesday every Friday, Indie Game every Friday, Wreckfest Wednesdays every Wednesday. And yeah, I messed that up. Well, leave a comment. Do it. I don't get comments very often, and I like reading them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this has been Dresden, and goodbye.